All right,
Wow.
we're
Wow.
recording.
Wow. 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 Wow.
We're in a
Wow.
Bitcoin
Wow.
long,
Wow.
yo. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this long, given that we haven't put anything out in 2 days. We've been kind of focusing on day trading Bitcoin here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know where you want to start. Might as well start like on the hourly, kind of talk about the macro picture here.
Yeah, yeah,
Why
yeah,
we
yeah,
took
yeah.
this
Let's
long.
do that.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
I should have shared my screen with you before we started this, but
That's fine.
yeah.
That's
So
fine.
basically, they can see from my end, there's this wedge here that Bitcoin is forming. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we broke out of this wedge above, I entered a long. Mosin entered, pretty shortly after me. And as we can see here, we're looking at the 15 minute. Hold on here. Let's zoom in a little bit more. For myself, my average entry is $13,074 ish. Okay. I think we're currently reacting off the 1,000, the 13,130, and the wedge here at the $13,030. Personally, I think once we we're breaking above the 13,088.
Oh yeah, we passed past it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm telling you, this on the 3 minute chart, we're having that, the inverted hammer, and on the 1 minute, same thing. We're having that inverted hammer with the long wick. RSI seems to be looking up. Um, See a lot of long wicks to the downside here, and it looks like right now it looks like it is pushing and reacting to that wedge. The wedge became now support, I would assume. So looks like we're gonna push back up to the top of that wedge again. The wedge that's not the original wedge I'm talking about. I'm talking about right above the where that resistance line is after we broke out.
yeah, we're a breakout here. Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
so let's see how it goes here. I mean, looks like it is still pretty bullish.
yeah, for sure. I think once we break above like the 160, 170, 180 levels, we're gonna pump to 220 because that's where previous resistance was. And once we
Hmm.
pump above 220, I think we're going to 14K. So
Oh yeah.
that's why I'm in this long. And just to kind of talk a little bit more about why I entered this. So as we can see here on our first breakout, where we pumped up, got rejected off the 150, we fell back down, and this resistance line here at the top of the wedge was now flipped into support. That's where I decided to start laddering my long. So I was like, okay, this fell down, retest. This is definitively support. We had long wicks to the downside, and so we went back up to retest. Got rejected here. We rode the 130 alongside for a while, fell back down to retest the $13,030. These long wicks down. In my mind, this is now confirmation of support, and so
Yeah,
now we're gonna go back up to the 130 here in the near future. I think. Yeah, man.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And now definitely looks like so we broke out of that initial wedge you showed them early, and then we broke out of it, and now we're retesting that, and yeah, I mean any second now should be if this is actually trying to go back up there, which we think it is. This is extremely bullish still. This is a very extreme bullish case, very textbook like setup.
Oh yeah, this is
We
super
gotta watch for
textbook.
that pump back. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we were saying, we've been talking about how, we've been trying to focus more on high probability setups. None of these iffy fucking trades where it can go either way. And honestly, I'm really happy about this trade we took. Like, it's very textbook. Our stop
Hmm.
loss is just below the 13,000. If we drop below the 13,000, I believe this bullish sentiment is invalidated. But as long as we stay above the 13, and a secondary line of support is this wedge that we broke out of. If we can maintain above those two, but mostly the 13, I believe this bullish sentiment is still valid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And even if you go on the 2 hour here, I think like 2 hour and 4 hour, you'll see those um, um that long wick too to the bottom side to the top of that that became support basically. That's a pretty good projection to the bottom to going back below that wedge and yeah, I think that's when we should be adding more to. I think we're gonna have to add more to our position. I would say around the three. We said three,
I
like
say 220.
two. Yeah, 220s. That
Yeah.
we're if we pass that, then this is going up.
Oh yeah. If we pass 220, this is gonna shoot the fuck up. This is gonna shoot up like a lot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, um, I feel for a bullish trend to continue, we have to close above the $80 here a little while because as we can see before, like you can see on my end, we were kind of reacting off the 80. It kept, whenever we went down to the 80, we pumped back up. So until we see one or two candles close above the 180, we're going to keep moving sideways here. But I think eventually we will, given that we found support on our wedge here. So in my
Mhm.
mind, eventually we're going to go up to the 130 retest and hopefully break out and retest these previous levels of resistance at the 150, 160, 175. And then if we break above the 175, I think it's a straight shot to the 220. And if we break
Mhm.
above 220, then, all bets are off. We're going 14K very soon in all likelihood.
Yes, 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 yes. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Not financial advice, guys, but, that's what we're doing.
Definitely, this is definitely financial advice. You know, trying to get rich. This is it right here, boys and girls.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You got anything more to add here?
Uh, no, this is pretty much it. I mean, same thing as we always say. I mean, make sure your money is safe, if anything. We have our stop losses set up. To me, we have it very tight because we understand how volatile Bitcoin is right now. Anything can happen, and the drops haven't been really nice. Every time we drop heavy, and I'm pretty sure it's catching some people off guard. So make sure your stop loss is set up properly. Make sure you give it enough room for it to play, for it to breathe up and down before it shoots up, if it will. But don't just enter the trade without protecting your money. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Like I was saying earlier, as long as we stay above the 13, I feel like we're doing good in this long. My stop loss is literally just below the 13, like 90 or
Mhm.
80. Um, yeah, so because the 13,000 is very psychologically significant, important price reactive area. So yeah, as long as we stay above that, I think eventually in due time, maybe a couple hours, couple days, Bitcoin has a high likelihood of reaching 14. So
Yeah,
yeah, guys, set a stop loss so that way you don't lose all your money.
definitely.
All right, y'all. I mean that's it for me, man.
Yeah, me too.
All right, y'all. Take care. Subscribe.